Baggage. We all carry some kind of a baggage all throughout our life. Anything that's unresolved or not fully processed from the past, whether it's some sickness, traumas of some type, issues from childhood or past relationships, fear of getting hurt or losing someone, negative parents, guilt, regrets, stressors, finances, or in some cases, even children from the previous marriage. So each person comes with a past that impacts their current relationship. Many people think and say they are all sorted out, especially when they get into midlife. But you know what? The truth is, there are always some remnants that stay there with you. They become part of you that you keep carrying on with you. When we talk about romantic relationships, your past relationship do come in your way. I'll give you a very common example. When you meet someone new, you compare that person with some of your past relationships. Like if that person doesn't have something that your partner from your past relationship had, something good, something, a positive trait, it blocks you from opening up with them and the possibilities that you can have. And sometimes it can prevent you from moving forward. There are many what ifs, and you're afraid of getting hurt. You may not feel it consciously, but back of your mind, that fear is there. On the surface, most likely you would say, no, I'm not afraid. I'm over my past relationships. But deep down, which most of you don't look or refuse to look because you don't want to face the truth, there is stuff sitting there that's not been totally processed. So this fear of getting hurt again is the biggest fear and baggage one carries around when it comes to relationships. The thing is, when you have been hurt so many times in the past, your natural instinct is you put up your walls, and the result is you hold back. Traumatic events like divorce, breakups, death will always have some sort of pain. You replay those good and bad times in your mind, and then you become hesitant and cautious to love again, some more than others. So, to protect yourself from going through a painful experience again, you let that person go instead of letting them in. The brain develops emotional walls to protect us from anxious thoughts or feelings, from possible rejection, hurt, and abandonment. And it's okay. It's not bad because it is protecting. Until we do it frequently or for too long. Because then you distance yourself from others or shut yourself off. You don't want to get too close enough for them to hurt you. You're afraid to connect emotionally with that person. And for the same reason, some of you prefer going for casual relationships. If you keep your walls up all the time, you will not be able to give your 100%. Some of you say you give your 100% because that's what you intend to, but actually, you're not. And you're not aware of it either. It is the other person who can see and feel it. So when someone tells you that you're closed off or it is not easy to get to know you, pay attention to that. I know your instant reaction would be to deny it altogether and get defensive. But explore it internally and see if there is any truth to that. And if there is any, understand this. It limits your capacity for intimacy. So if you are with someone who matters to you, then talk to them about it. Communication always helps. I cannot stress that enough. The word fear is traditionally considered a negative emotion, especially for men. They avoid saying that word because socially men are seen as strong and fearless. And these gender stereotypes and cultural standards have been going on for generations and generations. And if they express that emotion, they will be seen as weak. So whenever we meet someone new, our natural defense system automatically gets into motion. We are evaluating that potential value. Is this someone I want to know? And if I want to know, how far do I let them into my life? Can I trust this person with information about me? So, till we are not sure, we keep our walls up. And these walls start building early in life and they get stronger over time. All the awful things that we have felt in the past after being rejected, betrayed, or treated poorly by a romantic partner, they make us shield ourselves from future discomfort. Now, again, that's a good part because it's protecting us. But the bad part is that the same shield will keep us away from experiencing vulnerability and connection with others. And that shield keep others away from us and prevent us from moving forward or to commit. Let me tell you, there is a huge bonus in persevering and allowing yourself to be undefended and vulnerable. When we give up our defenses, we feel liberated and we open ourselves up to new possibilities. Remember, not everyone out there is to hurt us intentionally. Another important thing to remember and remind yourself is to remove the shield that you're holding on to and give this relationship a chance to grow if you like that person. Otherwise, you're not allowing the other person to love you and support you. So each person who enters a relationship comes with their own kind of baggage. And different kinds of baggage evoke different emotions. And everyone reacts differently to these emotions. But you know what? Humans have a tolerance for challenges and they are often resilient. Some humans are able to overcome big events like illnesses, accidents, or natural disasters, while some have a meltdown even when they don't get their favorite extra sauce that they asked for. So it all depends on how you interpret and what meaning you give to every event in your life. I'll give you another example. Let's say you are sitting on some highway and waiting for traffic to move. You are most likely to say, I'm stuck in traffic, because the cars are backed up, there are cars ahead of you, there are cars behind you, and you're moving at a snail's pace. Very rarely you will say, I'm traffic right now, because to the person behind you, you're part of the traffic that's delaying their plans. You see, these small word choices can make a big difference in your mind. And we all know how powerful device our mind is. When you ask why these relationships don't work for me, why does it happen to me all the time, it's not fair, you are in a victim mentality zone. When you think things just happen, life happens, you empower yourself with how to move forward. So reframing your thoughts can help you big time. Listen, we are all capable of being resilient. Use your capabilities. I know you can. And if you want to know how to become resilient, one way to build it is through mindfulness meditation. It has helped me tremendously and it still does. So, whenever this emotion of fear comes to you, breathe in and breathe out and say to yourself, Dear fear, you are a temporary emotion and I am not intimidated by you. Tell me, what do you have to teach me? Try it. Let's say you're afraid of driving. The first time when you are on the road, you have a mix of feelings of apprehension, excitement, and also fear of how it would go and if you can do this or not, whether you can drive or not. To start with, you drive on slow speed roads, and once you do it nicely and build confidence, you gradually go on the freeways. And then you face with the same thoughts and emotions. In your head, you're thinking, I hope this goes smoothly. And then when you accomplish that, you're like, I can do that. I can drive. Why? Because you really wanted to. You had some fear, but you still went for it. I know this one will resonate with many who come to the US and drive for the first time here. I was the same. I was afraid to drive at high speed. But then I overcame my fear because I didn't want to restrict and limit myself. I wanted to open up my world with the ability to drive anywhere I wanted to. The same goes for your romantic connections. When you doubt and fear, just go for it. You will know then if you want to move forward or not. Until then, you would not know. We all have fears of some sort, all of us. What makes a difference is what you do with that fear. Every time you don't allow your fear to influence you, you become resilient. And mindfulness, it will free you from going back into your past and help you embrace the present, celebrate the present, and enjoy the journey. You only go into the past to learn and not to complain, criticize, or having regrets. If you keep dwelling in the past, you will limit yourself and miss out on all the beautiful opportunities and experiences in the present. Communicate to your partner if you have any fears of any kind. Your partner will not know until you tell them. Yes, it's natural for humans to avoid difficult emotions and share them. But that is what vulnerability is all about. Sharing your life stories is not tough. Sharing your inner world is courageous. And when you do that, you can help each other get rid of each other's baggage, whatever that may be, and heal. It can lead to growth and joy. The more you learn to trust, the more open you can be to the present experience. Do the small things that tell your potential or your partner that you can be trustworthy, and do what you say you will do. Both of you have a choice and responsibility to move forward and give to each other. You both deserve it, don't you? All right. If we recap what will help you manage your baggage, that would be communication. Make sure you do your part to be consistent in your communication. And then reframing your thoughts, introspection, mindfulness. And if all of this is hard for you, then process it with the help of a professional. And as always, I'm here to assist you.